Hi, my name is Jeremy Kittle. I'm right out of Lansing, Michigan, and the purpose of the video today is, a number of years ago when I first started my networking career, I always said if I ever figured out the patterns, and the first thing that I wanted to do is kind of get back to the field and to the reps, because there's a lot of people out there in network marketing that are obviously in the business, but they're not making much money. And so, the sole reason we get started in a marketing business or a networking business is to, number one, make money. Because if we're not making money, it's a hobby, and we definitely got enough hobbies going on. And so, what I'm going to do is just kind of go through some quick techniques of kind of some guidelines, and I'm just suggesting, this is what you should say or this is what you shouldn't say. There's no right or wrong patterns. Obviously, any activity is better than no activity. So I would definitely recommend doing something opposed to nothing. Um, so long story short, as you can get all this information also on a development CD right from my website, which is jeremykittle.com. And the title of the CD is "Being Broke is Not Your Fault, but Staying Broke Is." So I think we all have the capabilities, and the word potential is such a nasty word because we all have potential, but very few people of us do anything about it. And so, dogs have potentials and babies do, but if we don't take the guidelines and the proper steps, then we actually don't end up accomplishing anything. So I'm going to jump right in. Our objective today is to basically, educate you on training as far as what to say, what not to say. I'm just going to go, like I said, it's going to be a quick overview. And if you like what you see at this point, or even what you hear, then I would recommend purchasing the audio CD that you can listen to it in your own home or your car, and it will give you the exact tips of what to say, some rebuds, objections that you may hear every day. So, first thing we want to do is, obviously, you hear this all the time, is define your vision or your dream or your goal. That's the number one thing. You can't get away from it. And people say, "Oh yeah, I know what I want." And well, when's the last time you've written it down? I remember hearing something, actually reading something. It said only out of all the Americans, only 10% of people write their goals down. But out of the 10% do, 87% of them achieve them. So what's that tell you? Just write your goals down. If there's stuff that you out there that you do want to accomplish, a lot of times we don't realize how far we've actually came in life until we, look back and say, oh, look, we actually did hit this, or we went here, or we went there. So I would encourage you, write down your goals. And I'm reading a good friend of mine who owns a successful clothing company called Vivid Braille. He recommended a book to me called The 4 Hour Week. And what it's talking about is how we can jam. A lot of us do a lot of unproductive time where we might be organizing our list, or we might be laminating it, or we're over here combing it or sorting stuff out. Listen, we don't need to do that. What you need to do is you need to pick up the telephone and make a call and put somebody on the video or get them to watch your presentation and keep the flow moving. We don't really care if we're getting a yes or a no, if we're getting the activity. And that's what I'm going to kind of teach you as far as getting the activity, because that's the name of the game. So first, let's write down our reason why. Why would you even want to do something crazy in life? Maybe it's just something as simple as maybe some time freedom. Maybe you want to do what you want when you want, or maybe you want some financial freedom. For some people, it could even be a new car. And for a lot of other people, it'll be a beach home. Some people might want to get retired, or kids' missions or church missions. Whatever it is for you is what it is. And so I'm just recommending here is let's dust it off. When we were kids, man, we had all kinds of dreams and goals. We were going to do this, we were going to do that, we are going to invent this. And then when we hit about 22, 23 to 26 to 27, boy, we put all them on the shelf. And I'm just saying, let's dust them back off and let's get them back out, because a lot of times I think there's a big issue today with a lot of people that are always constantly saying, "Oh, I'm depressed and I'm this," and it's because they're thinking the wrong patterns. You can't be depressed thinking positive thoughts. So if I can get you into a positive atmosphere, you're going to have positive results, and that's what I'm just suggesting. So first thing is this. Obviously, you wrote down your dreams, your goals. But what we want to do is I'm going to kind of coach on people as far as putting them into a power hour. And that's like when somebody gets started in the business, you want to go to work with them right away. There's no sense in putting somebody in the business and parading around for 2 or 3 days. Let's get them started right away, and let's teach them exactly what they need to do next. Now, the second step would be is building a list of resources. You've heard this time in and time out, build a names list and get some resources. Well, here's what I'm going to suggest here is I like to put down a list of 15 to 20 people. Hey, let's not sit around all week and month putting together a big list of 100 people. Action's the most important thing. So if we can go out there and get some action, action equals results. So I'm going to encourage you to put down right now, let's say you sponsored me in the business today. You said, okay, Jeremy, listen, what are we going to do this for? What excites you the most? I say, man, I need to make some extra income. I need to make about $1,500 this month. And I need to make it fast. Christmas is coming up, and I have some debts I got to pay off. Then you're going to say, great, listen, Jeremy, let's start working on that. And how we're going to get that is we're going to develop a list of names. The easiest way to do it is let's start getting a hold of some people that you know that could benefit from this service or product, whatever it is what we have. And so, it's just easier because we have a warm market. It's easier to use the warm market than cold market. I'm not saying cold market, it doesn't work, because it does, but your numbers are just deflated opposed to your warm market, because the people in your warm market, they know you, they trust you, they love you. A lot of times, in most cases, we could just go up to maybe 2 or 3 people that we know and simply say, hey, listen, I'm onto something big. I want you on my team, and this is what we're doing. We're making a ton of money. And a lot of times, they may say, well, you didn't tell me about this yesterday. You said, well, I ran across a gentleman that I'm working with, and he showed me a way that we could get our financial independence, or that boat that we wanted to fish with, or that $5,000 shopping spree that we wanted for the Christmas holidays. Whatever it is, guys, is what it is. So, but on this list, I'm going to recommend putting down people that would get started because of you. Maybe that have people skills, people that are definitely teachable and motivated. If they're not teachable and motivated, I'm not working with them. That's going to be a waste of time and energy. People that would like some financial freedom, and then people that have influence, maybe that are obviously coachable. Married couples are good too, because there's 2 of them opposed to just one. But long story short, I'm just going to keep it about 5 minutes, and we're going to put these names on a list. And you're going to recommend to me is once we get those names on the list, we're going to make some calls, because there's really only a couple things that we actually do in the business. The first thing is once you get started in the business, of course, you make a names list. And then after you've made that names list, then you have to call somebody on that list. And then once somebody's called on that list, what we have to do is show them the presentation. And then once that presentation is shown, then you can either do the follow through, which I'm going to go through 2 techniques on that. But you can either follow up and follow through, or just start rotating the pattern at that point. Because I know a lot of people who don't do follow throughs and are very successful, and I know people who do follow throughs and are successful. So your temperament, your personality. I would say this is normally if you show a business plan to somebody and they look at it and they see it, does it make sense? Because if it makes sense to them, let's get moving. And if it doesn't, it's okay. Because I do know this, the most successful people in life have the ability, and that's one ability that they all kind of portrayed, and it's the ability to make a quick decision. Whether it's a yes or whether it's a no, it's a decision, and then we get moving on it. So let's say for instance, I'm going to call my buddy. You just put me in the business. I've been in the business no more than 5 minutes. I don't even know what's going on. I don't know much about the product or service, but I'm fired up. So you're going to give me a script. I have all these scripts right off of the DVD if you need them. But all you're going to do is say, okay, Jeremy, listen, we want to put 3 people on this website today, so that they can start, the nut law of averages can start building from me. So you're gonna recommend to me is like, hey, who's this first person? Hey, this first guy I got on the list, his name's John. And you say, okay, how do you know John? Well, I've worked with John for a few years, man. We've been buddies. We go to the casino occasionally and just kind of kick back. Okay, great. Call John up and let's put him on the video. Now, if John's over about 30 minutes away, I'm gonna start calling those people that are 30 minutes away. If John's within 30 minutes, I want to take a DVD to him, or I want to go to his house, because I definitely do want to sit with him, because you're gonna get a better interaction that way. Let's say John lives an hour away. I'm gonna call him up. So, and like I said, all this stuff is coachable. So, bling, hey John. Hey, what's up, Jeremy? How you doing? I'm doing great, man. How you doing? Oh, good. You know, just kicking back, watching the game. I'm gonna ask him one question. I'm gonna say, hey, John, are you by a computer? And he's gonna say, yeah, I am. I'm gonna then ask him, do you have 15 minutes? And he said, why? What's going on, man? Listen, I need you by a computer with 15 minutes. Are you there? Well, yeah, I am. Tell me what's happening. I'm going to give you all the information, man. Go to your computer and look up this site, www. Insert your site right into there. What do you see? Well, I see a presentation, man. Yes, click on that. That's it, man. And well, tell me what's happening here, Jeremy. Hey, listen, I'm going to tell you all about it, but first I got a couple calls to make. I want you to jump on this, play that video, and then you can hear it in the background playing. Watch that. You're not going to believe it. I'm going to call you back in 15 minutes, okay? All right, cool. Sounds good. Now, if he keeps beating you up, you can see if I take control of the conversation, I'm not going to have an issue with it. Now, let's back it up. Let's say, hey, John, are you by a computer? He says, no, I'm at the store right now. Okay, listen, when are you going to be home by a computer? Probably about 9 o'clock. Great, I'm going to call you about 9:10. Man, I'm on to something big. You're not going to believe it. I always say those words. They weren't normal for me at first, but I say them now because people want to know what they think I don't think they believe. And so at that point, I'm not telling them anything about the business. I'm not going into our comp plan or our products are great or blah, blah, blah. None of that stuff. I'm going in and I'm getting out of there. Now, let's say, for instance, he says, yeah, absolutely, man. I'm by there. He watches the video. He's on it. Right when I hang up, I got one call I'm going to make. I'm going to call my person who either sponsored me in the business or the person that's, typically I want to go to the highest person that's made the most money because they have a little bit more credibility. They've made some money in the business, and that's who I want to plug them in with. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to say, let's say my sponsor's name. Let's say his name's Matt. I'm going to say, hey, Matt, listen, I got my buddy John on the line. He's watching the video. I'm going to call you back in 15 minutes, and are you going to be around? Matt will say, yes, I'll be around. I say, great. 15 minutes goes by. I set my timer because if I don't, I'll forget. And what happens at that point is Matt's going to come. He's going to come to me I'm going to call. This is big. I'm going to call John back. John. I'm not going to say, hey, call me back, John, because John will never call me back. I'm going to call John back right in 15 minutes, not 37 or 22. It's going to be 15. And I'm going to ask John one thing. So I call him, ding. Hey, Jeremy. Hey, John, how's it going, man? Hey, did you get a chance to go through it? Yeah, I did. I watched it. I'm going to ask him one question. It's, what did you like best about what you've seen? I'm not asking him what he thinks because we don't care. I'm not asking him, is he interested? Because, again, who cares? I want to get 100% positive response on it. So I'm going to say, John, what'd you like best about what you've seen? And he's going to say, man, the money or the time freedom or the ability to, get my dreams back on my shelf. Or he's going to say, listen, this thing I ain't interested. It's a pyramid deal, blah, blah, blah. Cool. If he's negative about it, I say, John, man, I just thought I'd give you a shot, man. We're going to build this thing huge. I'll catch up with you tomorrow at work. Bye. Click, and then keep moving, call the next guy. If the more and more you keep, well, you don't understand, John, this is a great deal. No, listen, John don't want to hear that. He's negative. It'd be no different than if we went on a date. If I went on a date with a young lady and it was a great date, I thought it was, and at the end of the date I said, hey, would you like to go on another date? And she looks at me and says, hey, listen, see ya. No big deal. There's more out there. We'll just keep the flow moving, and that's how you got to look at it. Now working's the same way. It's a numbers game. You just kind of continue to sift through it. Now, let's say John says, oh man, I'm fired up. This is exciting. I haven't seen anything like this. I said, John, you know what? It's funny you say that because me either, man. I felt the same way. Hold on. You got to talk to my buddy Matt. Man, he's lit the scoreboards up with this thing. I tell you what, he's done this. And I'm going to edify everything that Matt's done. But I'm going to say more importantly, what Matt's going to do is he's going to help you and I get the things that we wanted. And now we got a reason to dream again. And so as he's saying that, I'm going to just three-way right into Matt. Now, Matt already knows I'm calling. If I don't call him ahead of time, he doesn't know. I'm going to just say, hey, Matt, here, I'm sitting here with my buddy John. John sees this thing just like we did. Man, can you tell him you have a minute just to tell him a little bit of how you've done with the company. And my job's done. Guys, I've been in the business at this point about 19 to 20 minutes. That's all I've told him. I got him on the website. I said, what'd you like best? And I said, do you have a few minutes to share your story with them? Now what happens is, excuse me, Now Matt is going to take it over from there. He's a professional. He's going to talk about credibility, timing, and team, and then he's going to suggest to him, listen, if it makes sense to you, get started in the business today, and we'll help you put your 3 to 4 people in the business today. Not tomorrow or next week. We're breaking businesses today. And so I say that for this reason, guys, is, when I was in networking, the first round that I went through, I've been in networking for 16 years. My first few years, I didn't make any money with a product-driven business, and it wasn't anybody's fault but my own, because I didn't have the patterns. Now that we have the patterns, now we can teach the patterns, but the problem is a lot of new people that get started don't have the patterns either. And so now what it is my job to push the patterns out there, and then it's your job to be teachable and motivated. If you're teachable, the patterns can be taught. But if you feel like I'm going to do it my way, then you're going to struggle with it. So I take it back now, or I take it back to this point. Matt will take it over from there, and he'll talk about it. He'll close it. He'll suggest getting started today, and I suggest getting started today. If you want to build a huge team, the network company that I was in for 4.5 months. I built a team of over 14,000 people, and for a lot of people that's really not impressive. But for the new person, it could be impressive, just for the simple fact is you're trying to get to that point if you're just brand new. I know a lot of people where that's not even a big deal to them, because there's lots of my friends are making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month in network marketing. And, it's out there, but you just have to be around. When I first started, I never knew anybody who made any money. It's ironic. And then now today, as you stay in long enough, you start to see some of the movers and shakers. And they all have the ability to one thing. They just never quit is the first thing. And the second thing is they have a set of patterns that they use and utilize to, get efficiency. Now, let's say this. Let's say this is we're going to use the DVD, and it's pretty simple. I'm going to shave this up. Actually, I'm not even going to do the DVD format, because that's actually, if you want to know that, just go to the DVD part in my CD, and I highly recommend that. I know I'm a little biased on it, but I highly recommend that, because that's something you can listen to in the car. You're going to get some tidbits, and it's a $30 CD, but I tell you, in most of your network marketing companies, you register one person, that's your money back. It's so affordable for everyone. We've kept it real basic and simple, but the main thing is the patterns are strong. If you master the patterns, you'll master your own results. And so what I always encourage people is this, is if you want to change where you're at in life, if you want to change your results, you just have to change one thing, the way you think, because the way we think is the results that we're actually getting. And so one thing I will say too is, for some of the people that aren't getting the results that they want, is they're probably just talking too much. Stay out of the valley of death. Don't do the talking, because if the more talking, the less action that's going on. There was a couple things I wanted to talk about. Like I was telling you, the objections, them are all on the CDs also. All the information. Really, if you think this is helpful at all, then you're going to love the CD. You can get that at the jeremykittle.com, and you could just go to the products and you'll see it right there. But I'm really high on education. I mean, if you think education's expensive, try ignorance. I mean, it's that simple. But I read a book years ago called Copycat Marketing 101 by a gentleman named Burke Hedges. And this is really good for the new person. For one, I liked it. It was small, it had some graphs in there. But it's great for the new person just starting network marketing, because it talks about how to copycat your way to wealth. The Aladdin Factor, I love this book. It talks about asking. Anything's possible if you dare to ask. Really great book. Just a lot of insight in there. This one is Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. No, I'm kidding. This one's Tipping Point. This is a really great book, just talking about how different services or products have hit this point, and then what pushes them off either way. Good book. The other one I was talking about is The 4-Hour Work Week. I don't know who the author of that is, but that's a fabulous book. Just crunching your goals down instead of into a year. A lot of times what we do is we set our goals into 30-day increments. We'll say, all right, this month we want to do this. And then day 27, we haven't even scratched it yet. So what I'm suggesting is this. Why don't we shave that up? Let's put our goals into a 7-day work period, and then let's focus today on what we need to do and start cutting out on all this unproductive time. This is probably one of my most favorite books, Magic of Thinking Big. This was huge. You can see it's a little beat up here, but what Magic of Thinking Big has done for me, and I've also had some success with some with sports also, but it gets your mind stronger, get you believing you are as important as, because a lot of us really don't give ourselves the credit that we need to. You know, we downplay ourselves, and we don't really, oh well, so and so can do it, but we can't. I'm here to tell you, listen, you can do it. But if you don't believe you can, then you can't. You know, if you believe you can, you can. And here's probably one of the most, and you can see here, I've really went through this book. I've owned these books here probably for about 15 years, but I hate to get rid of them because they have a lot of underlining in them. How to Win Friends and Influence People. Very good book by Dale Carnegie. Talks a lot of relatability. All networking is, and all success is really the ability to deal with people. If you can deal with people, you generally pay to that dilemma. If you can't deal with people, then your income's probably, you know, in direct proportion. And then obviously the Being Broke Is Not Your Fault, but Staying Broke Is CD. This CD is, I truly believe, this is one of the reasons that our numbers were able to pop off as far as they were, because we were duplicating it. The new people would come and listen to these patterns, and if you have people doing the same thing and it works, then you're going to have great results. So I hope that works for you guys. I hope it helps. I went a little bit longer than I wanted to, but I tell you what, if you use the patterns, they will definitely work for you. And so, other than that, I hope to hear your success stories. And other than that, keep your dreams alive. Again, JeremyKittle.com. You can pick up that information. All the books are on there too. And go get your dreams. Thanks.